a lot of people will say, well, Dubai has a lot of surveillance and cameras. If you ask somebody, if you ask the average person, they're going to say, oh, Dubai, isn't that really oppressive for women? I would argue that democracy is generally better than a monarchy, a better system, but probably not the UK, not to bash the UK and say, will this town look better or this city look better, be better to live in 10 years' time? And Dubai is very interesting. It's like you say, it's very safe.
Yeah.
But, you know, even Dubai, if you actually ask people in the UK or in Europe about Dubai, if you mention Dubai, I've seen this a lot, people will say the most crazy things that if you've just been there. I mean, when I went there, I hadn't read anything about it from the media, or I hadn't spoken to people about it. Yeah. I just sort of had a look myself, thought, yeah, looks quite good. Went there, experienced it for myself, yeah. But if you ask somebody, if you ask the average person, they're going to say, oh, Dubai, isn't that really oppressive for women? Can you believe that? And the women I know who go there, who absolutely love Dubai, just find that hilarious. And lots of people that, I mean, my mother loves it, my auntie loves it, my girlfriend loves it, your daughters loved it, your wife loved it, because for women, first of all, it's probably one of the only times in their life where they'll just feel like absolutely safe and at ease in any environment without any worry in their mind. And I think we can never fully experience that as men because we've never felt that way that a woman might. So that for them is amazing. And secondly, people seem to think that they have to walk around covering themselves up. And of course, I think women who go there should show a level of respect. You know, some people who you will see, you know, dressed in a certain way, which I would say it's not advisable. Having said that, they have the freedom to wear whatever they want, pretty much.
Very tolerant.
It's you know, they understand that people come from a different culture, different backgrounds. So I would say to anyone, just show a level of respect, but you don't have to limit yourself and dress in a different way necessarily than you would.
And also, you know, that's on the family side, which is one element. I mean, also, if you think about business side, I mean, when I was there, the amount of business I could see happening was phenomenal. Everybody's there is open for business. You know, they want to network. I mean, I was walking with my daughter down the marina. We were just walking and I was talking to someone about real estate because I'm in real estate. And this randomly just came and goes, did you say real estate? I said, yeah, young guy, must have been 20. And he said, oh, I'm a real estate guy. And he started talking to me, telling me about his journey. His mum was a Filipina when she came and he's done so well now. And he was pitching me ideas and I thought, oh my God, that's so great. I was more interested in this guy with his own story. He's so young and he's done so well. So everybody's doing business all the time. And even I went for a coffee, again, met this really good guy from Poland, owns a shop, he owns petrol stations, made a good connection. The connections there are phenomenal. It can open doors for you on business side. So if you're open for business, that's another good reason where Dubai, I think, has a lot of people coming in. They're open to it, you know, and obviously the property market's doing really well. But, you know, for you, how is business in Dubai? How has it been for you, you know, networking and meeting people and collaborating?
Yeah, well, look, you've got a system in Dubai where to even live there, you have to be basically offering something to society. You can't be a freeloader, you know. You have to be either employed or running your own business. Otherwise, you're not there. You're not living there. Yeah. So because of that, you've got quite a young population.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are working, people who are going there for an opportunity in their career, people who are going there to level up their life, people who are going there with ambitions.
Yeah.
And second of all, because of the environment they create, not only for the business, but also the taxes, things like that, you attract people who want to come and you attract people for the right reasons, I would say.
Yeah.
If you're attracting, you know, entrepreneurs because you've got a favorable tax regime versus attracting people who are going to offer nothing because you're going to give them benefits for sitting on their backside at home, you're going to get two different demographics of people going to said place.
Yeah.
And with that, I think Dubai attracts the right people. And then these people make it just foster an amazing business environment where people are looking for opportunities, looking to collaborate, looking to make things happen.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think I can relate that. Obviously, when I got into recruitment in 2004, when the borders opened for Europeans, I saw the Eastern European people, the Polish, Slovakian, the Latvian, have such good work ethic. I mean, crazy amounts. That in recruitment, it was so easy for us to fulfill the roles. And then I've seen them develop into such good people. But then I saw the other side. Whereas as soon as they figured out the way the system works here, benefits, it actually paid them more to sit at home than go to work. And that's where I think the flaw was with the benefit system. We didn't get that sorted quick enough. And what's the incentive, for someone who can sit at home, get housing benefit, get loads of stuff versus working for a living? Now, some people have got pride and they will do that. But I think the government should have made it harder for them to get benefits and keep working, and it pays for you to work. And you hear all this stuff on the news, it pays to work, but it doesn't really, if you think about it, all the tax, the inflation. So we've got to make it easy for people to come here and be able to earn well and stay well versus the benefit side, because, after a while, if you're doing a hard job and it's easy to sit at home, you're probably going to take the easy option, especially you can't grow anymore. The taxes here. But yeah, and I think Dubai, for me, you're right. You have to have a level of entry to go in there. It's not for everyone. You have to have a certain amount of wealth to go in there. Not much. I mean, you can build your wealth for sure. Lots of people who go in real estate and you can work hard and do that. But once you're there, you have to work. There's no free care there. You have to pay for the care. But, that's what we want, don't we? We want a competitive society that says if you work hard, you get rewarded and you get the benefits from that, don't you?
And also countries themselves should be a free market, capitalistic competition. If Dubai want to run or UAE want to run their country this way, you don't have to go there.
Yeah.
You can choose another place, right? So people want to point at this country, point at that country. I don't like their system. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just like I can say, I don't like Coca-Cola, so I'm going to buy a water, like Cristiano Ronaldo said, right?
Yeah.
But every country should run the society they want to do it, and you should choose the place that aligns best with your values and how you want to live your life. And maybe that changes as you go through life. Maybe you start off at when you're early 20s, you value something more, and then when you're in your 60s, you value something else more, and that's normal. But I think there is a lot of options throughout the world. And I think the more options you can create for yourself, the better you're going to fare in this uncertain world that we have right now.
Yeah. And I think it's great that people like yourself, people in our network are traveling, travel vlogging as well, and showing people the way forward. When I was growing up, there was nothing. There was virtually no YouTube. So you just stick to one place and you made it work. But now there is options. If you don't like something, you can travel. And I think Armenia is definitely opened my eyes up since you've been there. And obviously in Dubai, I went there myself and experienced it. Went to the Burj Khalifa, But even the Burj Khalifa, when we went for that meal, Luca, I just saw so much construction. There's still so much to grow in Dubai. When I went to Dubai, my expectation was a saturated market. It's so many people there. But if you go there, there's a building going up everywhere. That place is just getting started, if you ask me, from what I could see. More and more people coming in. I think the Sheikh wants to, triple his population. The housing's going up. The market's strong. So if you think you've missed out on the opportunity, I'll probably think again. The opportunity is there. You can go there. You can make it. In some areas, like let's say London back in the day, people say it's saturated, with the markets. But I think Dubai, you could still make it even now, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked to get it in 19 no, before I was born. I know somewhat,
you're giving me the age away now.
Yeah, there's some British entrepreneurs who got in early, who I know, who got in there sort of 1980 something.
Yeah.
And they built immense wealth by being there throughout the whole journey.
Yeah.
But what do they say? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is today.
Yeah.
I think what makes it interesting to me is in the West, you talk about democracy, right? And democracy is so great.
Yeah.
And I agree. The idea of democracy is great. The people vote, the people have their say. Now, in the Middle East, they don't have democracy. They have a monarchy. You have the sheikhs, you have the sultans, you have the kings, right? Now, I would argue that democracy is generally better than a monarchy, a better system, but probably not if it just so happens that the leader knows exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
So if you look at the sheikhs in the UAE, they're phenomenal. They've got an incredible vision for the country and they're good at what they do. And every sort of next generation, they've taught the same principles to carry on the legacy. And unless something crazy happens, that's going to keep on going in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
Now, the problem is, if we got in the UK, all of a sudden, a prime minister that was as good as the Sheikh of Dubai, right? That'd be great, but then he can get voted out in a few years, when in reality, we could do with him for the next 30 years, 50 years.
Yeah.
So I think that's the sort of thing where I'm torn, because I used to think, well, democracy is the way. But then I think, well, imagine if the Sheikh of the UAE or Dubai or Qatar could just get voted out for Boris Johnson, and the next thing it goes downhill.
Yeah.
So it's almost, if you're lucky enough to have a sheikh or a king or a leader who's just brilliant, you're in a much better situation than having democracy, but you could get some idiot come in.
Well, you look at the most respected person from the UK around the whole world. If you mention this person, everyone had respect, and it was the Queen. You know, even Russia, the Queen was so respected, the mother of everything. And she was a monarch, you know, with more respect for her than our politicians. I mean, you know, and that's the thing. Whereas in Dubai, it's still the monarchy. And it's run well and it's run fair. I believe it's run fair for what I could see anyway. You know, I've not lived there. So, but generally speaking, the system works. And, you know, and put that against democracy, you're right. You know, but democracy, the way it was actually founded, it's not the same as it. The politicians should work for us, but we're like, you know, politicians are, you know, we put them on this pedestal, or they've done it themselves. And now what's happening is they're making decisions without consenting anybody. They're putting narrative up the asking us, but they're not really. If you think about it, these laws are getting passed. You know, it's not really a democracy. You know, they've got so much power.
True.
So, you know, I get it. I mean, if people think, you know, one is better than the other, I challenge that viewpoint now. We wouldn't before, right? But now you probably would. So thank you for watching that video. If you want to see other videos and great guests, make sure you subscribe and like the video. So you can now head over to my website where you can see a bit of my story of building and scaling my businesses, and also all the free resources and tools which you can help you on your journey in your brand and your business. You can also subscribe on the podcast, so you can check on iTunes, Spotify, and other locations where you can find the podcast. And I look forward to catching you very soon. Thank you.